Shifting gears, Nitish Mittersain is waiting by Nazara Tech, talking a little bit more about the business. Thanks so much for joining in, Nitish. To begin with, it's the return of BGMI after 10 months, and I know Nodwin is hosting an event surrounded by this, and a lot of analysts are talking about how the share of media rights revenue, which fell in FY23 due to the ban to about 21%, has a chance to get a fillip. What's the sense?
Hi, good morning. So, of course, as in the last year, you had a ban on BGMI, which was a very popular esports title in India. And prior to that, also, you had other titles that got banned, including Free Fire and before that, PUBG. So there was some turbulence in the esports space in India because, you really need strong titles and a large audience of players who are playing and watching these games to build esports on top of it. I think with a popular title like BGMI coming back, of course, it's going to be a good boost to the esports industry in India. And I'm also hopeful that more such popular titles will emerge, not only from outside of India but from within India over the next year or two, to make sure that our industry that is growing very fast in India, the esports industry, gets a much stronger foundation to build on top of.
Plan that, of course, we are likely to see, more growth for the esports industry. So, take us through the outlook then, given that you have a bulk of your revenues, Nitish, from the esports space, the fact that it has grown quite smartly, I think 45% year-on-year growth for esports. What's the outlook for long-term growth projections within this segment? How are you looking at gamified early learning revenue growth as well?
Sure. So I think the esports industry, while our business has grown, quite aggressively over the last 3-4 years in that segment, I think it's still very much in its infancy. Esports will eventually emerge as, I would say, a number two sport in India after cricket, because the way the youth is, taking up to this new emerging category is fascinating, and we think that the revenue growth will continue to sustain and grow strongly. I think more importantly is to develop an entire esports ecosystem, which is something Nazara along with Nodwin is doing very closely, and we're also partnering with a lot of global players. As you know, recently Nodwin announced a $28 million fundraise, joined by some of the global leading esports players, including Krafton, which is the developer of BGMI. So I think as long as you can build these strong partnerships and build for the long run, this will continue to compound as a story. On the gamified learning space, I think there is, again, a lot of opportunity. Young kids today are, using digital devices of their parents. At the same time, parents want to make sure that the kids are, consuming healthy content, which is very important. These kids are, picking up everything that they see on the iPads or the mobile phones. And that provides for a very good opportunity with our flagship product, Kidopia, as well as Animal Jam. We continue to build on that, and we continue to expect healthy growth in the coming years.
How large is this globally? I mean, can you just draw a parallel for us? Because in India always, in a sense, follows what the global trends are. How large is this entire BGMI in India, in the world?
I think the esports industry, of course, is much larger in, I would say, Western markets like the US, as well as, I would say if you go more east in South Korea or China type of markets, simply because those markets have had, the luxury of having PCs and consoles much before, gaming devices were available in India. India is a very mobile first gaming country. Most people consume games, watch games on their mobile phones, and therefore is catching up to these industries. I believe in the, globally, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In India, it's still perhaps, 100, 150, $200 million industry. So I think there's a lot of catch up to do. But I do believe that in the coming years, India is actually going to become into the forefront of this industry. There's a lot of innovation happening in India. The volume of users that you will see, the volume of viewers you will see in India will significantly scale. As you would know, India is already generating the most number of downloads of games on mobile phones anywhere in the world. We've also beaten China now. So I think India is emerging as the gaming nation of the world. In the next 2-3 years, you'll actually see that play out.
Uh, right now, a lot of gaming startups are going through a funding winter. And this is the time when you can use your balance sheet perhaps to invest in some of those companies and perhaps buy some of these, platforms. Is it a good
Yeah.
time to start shopping, or it's too early to start shopping? Do you think the winter will get dark winter before you start shopping?
I mean, you're from the market side, you can never get the timing perfectly right. But I think my team has been doing a lot of work in the last several months. We have been engaging with a lot of gaming companies across the spectrum of areas we operate in, and we will surely look at taking advantage of this current climate to partner with companies. But we are now, I think we can add a lot of value to many of the companies we invest in. So we will propose win-win kind of solutions and partnerships and investments, and I'm sure good will come out of that. I think in the next few months, you definitely will see Nazara making a lot of moves on the M&A and investment sides.
Nitish, really appreciate your time. So glad you could join us, and look forward to seeing more of you going forward.